This is part 2 of a little video guide to the Jhanas, and I'll be telling you something about the formless Jhanas in this one. And yeah, this is where it gets quite interesting, because whereas in the form Jhanas there was still a normal sense of surroundings and everything was just as you would normally perceive it, in the formless jhanas that gets a little different in a good way. So each form has to consist of 4 elements to be perceived as form. You need a location, a 3D space in which to put the object in your mind. You need perception, you need sensory experience, because you need to see the object, you need to hear the object, and you need the notion of it being a separate thing. And what you will notice by entering the formless jhanas is that each of them lets go of one of these things. So it's like walking through them, through the 4 formless jhanas. It's like closing a door behind you every time you move on to the next. For example, in the realm of infinite space, you close the door on a sense of location, of distance. There's just no sense of room, space, location whatsoever, and that's why it feels like this giant realm of infinity. So we'll just handle them one by one. I'll explain how to enter them. I'll also explain how I experience them. This could be personal, but yeah, I guess it's kind of the same for everyone, because every human being should be able to enter them, and yeah, it's really worthwhile. I would recommend, if this is the first time for you to learn them, to try to enter them, to do it on a retreat, because you need a really high level of concentration. And I would suggest you either use the mind illuminated to build access concentration, or use any other samadhi technique. It's not really necessary to be in one of the form jhanas to enter the formless jhanas. It's even not necessary to have mastered the form jhanas in order to master the formless jhanas, but it definitely helps, because the form jhanas are really good for gaining exclusive attention. So let's go. The first formless jhana, or the realm of infinite space as it is called, you'll know why they call it that once you've entered them. It's quite a funny name, but it really makes sense. What you need to do first is let go of the outside world. What I mean by this is you're just here in this room, in this moment, and all the thoughts about discussions you had with your boss, partner, whatever, and try to let go of them for now. Just really focusing on the space you're in. That's actually the next step. Try to visualize, feel the room you're in. Try to locate pieces of furniture, maybe people who are in the same room with you. What you'll find is that this is kind of an automatic process, in the sense that you always know, even with your eyes closed, where you are in a room and where other people are, where the kitchen is, for example. And in this first jhana, we just let go of this perception, as it really is a perception. It's a construct of the mind, as we will see. The next step is to shift your attention from the room, which is quite big of course, to your body, just your body as a whole. And then try to experience what happens when you do that. Is there still a sense of a room in your mind while your attention is on the body? Or is it just gone? And this is the thing that we're looking for. What you'll find eventually, that things which are not in your perception right now are just empty. Which is quite strange in the beginning, but yeah, you get used to that. Then, when your attention is on the body, you're ready to enter the first jhana. And you could do this via a couple of ways. The first, which probably is the easiest later on, but for now it's probably the most difficult one, is by just silently saying space. What will happen then is that there's this little click in your ear. For me, it's a little click in my ear, and there's this hump, and your awareness just automatically widens, and there are no boundaries to your experience left. Another way you could try to enter it is just by asking yourself, where is my mind? What is the size of my mind? Where is my mind located? This could be enough to make a shift. Then another way, which I used in the beginning, is focusing your attention on the body, and while doing that, just immediately shooting rays of awareness in a distance far away should be enough to make that shift to first jhana. And while you're shooting those rays, imagine where the boundaries of your awareness are. Are there boundaries to your awareness? That's the big question you should ask yourself. So when you've entered the first jhana, you'll know you've entered the first jhana, because the sense of distance, of location just falls away. So for example, when you know your spouse is next to you, sitting next to you, and you'll try to investigate the distance between you and her, there is no distance, there is no sense of you being here and her being there. It's just gone. It's all one space of being, really. And this is where you just close the door on the perception of a 3D space. So yeah, congratulations. The second jhana, the realm of infinite consciousness. This is not too hard to enter when you are in the realm of infinite space. The main thing to do is asking yourself, for example, what is this color blue? What is this color red? What's it really like? And is there a difference between these colors? And you could try to investigate how many colors there are in between these colors. You could also investigate the location of the sense doors and the perceived object's location. So for example, when you hear a plane, you investigate where the hearing of the plane, is it really here in your mind, or is it there, or where is it? And where is the plane itself? Is it really located in the air, or could it be somewhere different? I don't know, you have to find out yourself. And of course, the other way is to just say silently to yourself, consciousness. And this could be enough to enter the realm of infinite consciousness. So what's it like? It's a little different from the first jhana in the sense that it's more chaotic, and it's still this wide area of experience. It seems to be a little lighter in your vision field. And the funny thing about this jhana is that when you think of a color, think of an object like green grass, that it will come up, the object, but not in the color that you've normally aware of. So green grass is not really green in this jhana, which is really funny. What happens with me is that when I think of a color like red, there is this color coming up. It's not really red, and it just falls apart in some sensory data of colory, rainbow-like thingies. Yeah, well, you have to find out yourself. It's really hard to describe. Let's proceed to the realm of nothingness, which is, of course, the third jhana. And to enter it, you have to really look at the things you're perceiving. So, for example, you could imagine a chair or a car, doesn't really matter, and question yourself, what is this? Or even, what's a thing? And what will happen, hopefully, is that you will make the shift to the realm of nothingness. Another way to do it is, of course, by just saying nothingness silently. Could be enough. But really investigate the perception of things. Are things really separate entities, or are they just constructs by your mind? This is what you should look at. Maybe it won't happen for the first time, but when you keep looking at these phenomena, you'll get there. What's it like in the realm of infinite nothingness? It's a dark cave, really. It's kind of like the fourth form jhana, in the sense that it's really silent, it's a quiet place. Equanimity tends to be really strong. And the funny part about this jhana is that, for example, when there is a plane, there is still hearing, the six sense doors are still active. When there is a plane, there is the hearing of a plane, there is the sound of a plane, but there is no plane. That's so interesting, really. Even more so, when you think of a plane, there's just nothing coming up. So normally, when you hear a plane, there is this automatic construct of your mind placing some sort of visual concept of a plane in the back room of your head. But really, when you are in the realm of nothingness, there is no thing related to a perception by the six sense doors. And this is where it really got to me what the Buddha was saying, and what he meant by in the seeing is only the seeing, in the hearing is only the hearing. When you are in this jhana and you really investigate this jhana, this makes so much sense. In the hearing is only the hearing, in the seeing is only the hearing. It's only that your mind automatically makes a construct of the thing you would be hearing that makes the difference. But it's only a construct. So congratulations, if you're in this jhana, you can really get massive insights in the true nature of reality. The realm of neither perception nor non-perception. Amazing name, isn't it? Yeah, how you should enter that one is just by looking for the one who is perceiving. So when you are in the realm of nothingness, there is still a little sense of self. It's not really felt like an object, as there are no things in that realm, but there is still this watcher looking, this duality between a watcher and the perceived object. And what you want to do is look at the one who is watching. Find the one who's watching and ask yourself the question, who's watching? What will happen then is that you will probably get in some kind of cat and mouse game or a mirror-like area in which you think there is no self, but then there's somebody watching that thought. So it could take a while to really get there. But once you get there, it becomes quite clear that you're in another state of consciousness again. And this realm is, yeah, it's I like to call it heaven-like, in the sense that it's really wide. There is no sense of self, so there's nothing to do. It's all fine and it's all kind of amazing, really. But it's not really the best place to do Vipassana, because the mind tends to be a little lazy in this jhana, in my experience, of course. Yeah, there actually is a place beyond the four formless jhanas, and they tend to call it the perception of the signless concentration of mind. And what's it really like is that you some sort of let go of everything. So you've already let go of all these constructs, concepts that make up form. So these the fourfold basis of form, really. But there is another state in which you can really investigate what happened. So instead of going forward, it's like you're turning around and try to find out what happened. What happened while you were progressing from the first to the second jhana? What happened while you were progressing from the third to the fourth? It's kind of the best state to be in to practice Vipassana, because it gives these amazing insights into the true nature of things. And how you could enter it is just by dropping anything. So in the realm of neither perception nor non-perception, there is no sense of a self, but there is still some sort of object. For example, there's the focus on the breath at the nose, or it could be the white light. It doesn't really matter. What you need to do to get beyond that is just drop it. Drop everything. And the shift in perception is not really that strong, but what you will notice is that the power to investigate seems to increase. And yeah, like I said before, this is the place where you really should do insight practice. So look at distance between objects, look at things. Are there things? How do you perceive sounds? Who perceives sounds? Things like that. These are the main points to investigate, and I bet you'll get really amazing insights while you're doing this. So this was my guide to the formless jhanas. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course that you've found it useful and maybe even helpful to master the formless jhanas. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me anytime.